Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. We'll be looking at the period from the 19th of February up until the 25th, and as we always do, we'll first have a look at any games that came out without being in one of these videos for whatever reason, and that includes anything that was released immediately following last week's Nintendo Direct. Okay, so what is coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out. A quick look at a couple of games that are already out then, and let's begin with the stealth drops from last week's Nintendo Direct. Now there weren't a huge amount of them as it happens, with the main ones really being the addition of Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings to the Super Nintendo and the NES online apps. Earthbound, or Mother 2 as it was known in Japan, was first released in 1994 and made its way to North America in 95. As with a fair few of the Super Nintendo RPGs, it never originally released in Europe. It's well known for its western setting, practically unheard of back in those days for an RPG, and is now regarded as one of the best games on the console. Earthbound Beginnings is the first game in the series and again is known as Mother in Japan. This never made it to the West at all, and I think I'm right in saying that its release on the Wii U's Virtual Console some years ago now was the first time it had ever been available in Western regions. And the final game for those already out is River City Girls Zero. This released last week on the 14th and is another game that never originally made it outside of Japan. Another beat 'em up from the Kunio-kun series, Shin Neketsu Koa Kunio Tachi no Banka as it was known in Japan, features Kunio and Riki trying to clear their name after being wrongly imprisoned for a crime. Following the success of River City Girls, this one is being brought to the West under a similar name, as Misako and Kyoko are also playable characters here. I'm going to be reviewing this one and I'm very much looking forward to it. I was up to my neck reviewing Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection last week, so I haven't had a chance to dive into it at all yet, but that review will be out next week. Looking at the games coming out this week, and the first one is Soul Cresta. This shoot 'em up is coming via Platinum Games and is inspired by classic shooters Moon Cresta and Terra Cresta, both of which are actually available on the Switch via the Arcade Archives line. This is part of what Platinum are calling their Neo-Classic Arcade series, which revisits classic gaming ideas with modern technology. Soul Cresta takes the docking and formation strategies used in the two aforementioned games and updates them to create free-forming docking, allowing you to dock, split and reform your free ships as you see fit. Platinum rarely make bad games, let's be honest, and I've just noticed that the chiptune soundtrack is being produced by legendary composer Yuzo Koshiro. All sounds great to be honest, although the price may be a bit too high for some. It releases on the 22nd. The next one is called For the Warp, which is a roguelike deck building game set in space. You'll need to discover and add new cards to your arsenal in order to increase your chance of survival and fight your way to the warp gate over procedurally generated maps. You'll meet allies and foes along the way as you explore the ruins of ancient civilizations and unlock new technologies and ships. It will cost £14.89 and it comes out on the 23rd. Next game is Edge of Eternity, which I'm assuming is a cloud game due to the eShop blurb mentioning needing an internet connection to play and urging people to try the demo first. But if it is a cloud game, then it's the only one I've ever seen to not explicitly say the word cloud anywhere in the description, which is a little confusing. This is an RPG which came out on Windows last year, where you control a young soldier whose homeland has been invaded by a technologically advanced race. It seems to have received fairly average reviews on PC, with a few mentioning the game perhaps being a bit too ambitious for its own good. It's out on the 23rd and it will cost you £24.99, but it does have 10% off of that price up until launch.
I'll show you how it's done. Traitor, lend me your strength.
Massacre mode activated.
Let's go!
Then we have Undernauts Labyrinth of Yomi from Numskull Games. This sees you recruited to the Undernauts, who are a team of adventurers who enter the depths of a labyrinth known as Yomi and attempt to find the priceless resources housed within it whilst trying to survive against the hordes of monsters they find. There isn't a trailer on the eShop, I will try to find one for you to watch now, but it appears to be a first person dungeon crawler judging by the screenshots, and I do quite like the mix of hand drawn character models and 3D environments. It will cost £39.99 or your regional equivalent, and it is out on the 24th. Also coming out on the 24th then is Autobahn Police Simulator 2. This sees you start your career as a law enforcer on Europe's fastest road, Germany's Autobahn. You'll unlock missions as you go and can develop your station, vehicles and equipment via your tech tree, with a police helicopter being the ultimate reward. There is a story mode as well as a free play mode according to the blurb, and a variety of missions including car chases, escorts and traffic checks. If you like your vehicle simulation games, this one might be for you, and it will cost £35.99 or your regional equivalent. Next there is Never Alone, the Arctic edition, which is a puzzle platform game that has been out elsewhere for quite a while and has just had a sequel announced, which I assume is the reason for this Switch release of that first game. You follow the story of Nuna and Fox as they search for the source of an eternal blizzard that threatens their survival. You'll make your way through the frozen tundra, relying on the unique skills of both characters, switching between them if playing in single player or taking a character each if you choose to play in local multiplayer. There are videos to unlock from the members of the Alaska Native community, sharing stories and wisdom about their culture, and the Foxtails DLC is also included with this game as part of the package. The next release is Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream. This is the latest of course in a long line of Atelier games to come to the Switch. According to the blurb, this incorporates new multi-link turn battles that feature 6 party members divided into 2 teams. There are moves such as the dual trigger, which involves both teams then attacking in unison. There is also a puzzle-like system where you place ingredients on a panel to create new items, and you are able to change the weather of the areas that you visit, which could then unlock new areas. It will cost you £49.99, although there are a couple of digital deluxe versions also available for a bit more money of course, that come with item and weapon sets as well as a legacy swimsuit set according to the blurb. If you want to pick this one up, it is out on the 25th. And finally for the week then, also on the 25th, is MONARK from NIS America. This is a tactical RPG where gameplay is split into 2 sections. You have to grow your ego on the school campus and then fight against the corrupting mist. Apparently some of the staff that have worked on the Shin Megami Tensei series in the past have had a hand in development here, and it released in Japan last year. It's another game with a standard release and a digital bundle, but the standard release alone costs a hefty £53.99. There is a demo to try though, and if you are interested, this might be the best way to go. So there you have it, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. Do any of these games interest you? Are you going to pick any of them up? Please do let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget that if you are looking for eShop credit, we do have eShop cards for sale on our website, switchup.gg, and until the end of February you can get 10% off of your order. It saves you a bit of course, and it helps the channel out, which is much appreciated. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.